We are left with guilty verdicts from Mr. Banks and Mr. Turk in regards to terrorism. We need to then assess sentencing factors, both in mitigation and aggravation. Dr. Turk's actions, if not acting in mitigation as reasonable people, don't drag Class 2 firearms to the hospital to settle twatter beefs, may have crossed the line for criminal charges on his own. Harassment, reckless endangerment, all seem to fit with what Dr. Turk did. Yet there are now questions we have to ask. Can you use someone being a twat on twatter as a mitigation for incitement to violence in its criminal surety that should be pursued separately? Should Dr. Turk also face criminal charges? That's not on me to press those charges. That's not on me to raise a verdict on today. He has not been charged with any crimes. What I'm saying is, Dr. Turk, your actions and your behavior were possibly criminal. And I can't help but at this point that out and say, you were a grade A dickhead. Terrorism deals with the actions on a state level. And as an institution, Viceroy was medically compromised in its ability to perform medical tasks. The court cannot ignore the bail violations of the defendants both being on the run pre-trial, but then they also showed up to court. And apart from a small outburst from Mr. Turk, behaved themselves almost impeccably. I have no complaints about Mr. Banks or Mr. Turk. I almost then see this as a wash, and I'm happy to go with a standard sentencing that was requested by the UPD of 7 and 7 and $1 million from each defendant. I'm not going to stretch and go above and beyond, despite their bail violations. I don't think it's necessary. And I also believe the actions of Dr. Turk were problematic.
Prison transport.
Which is why, at the end of this court case, he is going with the two defendants to Bolingbroke for 100 months for contempt of court.